Welcome to Grandpa Woodstone's Samhain event and Halloween special. We have a really big show planned for you today, so sit on back and enjoy the show. Hey, by the way, got a couple of questions to ask you. What kind of dog does Dracula have? Well, there's only one. A bloodhound. If you can't answer that one, try this one. Why does a witch ride a broom? Because the vacuum cleaner cord is way too short. How can you tell if a vampire has visited the bakery? Because all the jelly has been sucked out of the jelly donuts. Ew. What do you call a goblin that gets too close to the bonfire? A toasty ghosty. What is a monster's favorite food? I bet you get this one. Ghoul Scout cookies. And the last one. How do you mend a broken jack-o'-lantern? Come on, you can do it. With a pumpkin patch! Oh, once I had a pumpkin, a pumpkin. Oh, once I had a pumpkin with no face at all, with no eyes and no nose and no mouth and no teeth. Oh, once I had a pumpkin with no face at all. So I made a jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern. So I made a jack-o'-lantern with a big funny face, with big eyes and a big nose and a big mouth and big teeth. So I made a jack-o'-lantern with a big funny face. And now it's time for the dramatic bit of our Halloween special. Grandpa Woodstone has selected this book called Gobelino, the Witch's Cat. Now, this book was written by a woman, Ursula Moray Williams, and it was first published in 1946, and it was written in 1942 in England, and she was quite a young woman. And those were very scary times because all the adults were at war, and there was lots of bombing, and it was a very, very frightening time. But she wrote this book so that everyone could enjoy a story even in those dark times. And so I thought what I would do is I would read the very first chapter of this book. It's called Gobelino in Disguise. One fine moonlight, little Gobelino, the witch's kitten, and his sister Scutica tumbled out of the cavern where they had been born, to play at catch-a-mouse among the creeping shadows. It was the first time that they had ever left the cavern, and their round eyes were full of wonder and excitement in everything that they saw. Every leaf that blew, every dewdrop that glittered, every rustle in the forest around them set their furry black ears a prick. "Did you hear that, brother? Did you see that, sister? I saw it, and that, and that, and that." And when they were tired of playing, they sat side by side in the moonlight, talking and quarreling a little, as witches' kittens will do. "What will you be when you grow up?" Gobelino asked as the moon began to sink behind the mountains and the cocks crowed down in the valley. "Oh, I will be a witch's cat, like my ma," said Skotika. "I know all of the book of magic off by heart, and I learned to ride a broomstick and turn mice into frogs and frogs into guinea pigs. I'll fly down on the clouds in the night wind with the bats and the barn owls, saying, 'Meow!' And so when people hear me, they will say, 'Hush, hush! There goes Skotika, the witch's cat.'" Gobelino was very silent when he heard his sister's fiery words. "And what will you be, brother?" asked Skotika agreeably. "Oh, I will be a kitchen cat," said Gobelino. "I'll sit by the fire with my paws tucked under my chest, and I will sing like the kettle on the hob. And when children come home from school, they'll pull my ears, they'll tickle me under the chin, and they'll coax me around the kitchen with a cotton reel. I'll mind the house, and I'll keep the mice down, and I'll watch the baby. And when all the children are in bed, I'll creep up onto my missus' lap while she darns the stockings, and the master nods in his chair, and I'll stay with them forever and ever, and they will call me Gobelino, the kitchen cat." "Meow! Don't you want to be bad?" Skotika asked in great surprise. No, said Gobelino. "I want to be good and have people love me. People don't love witches' cats. They're too disagreeable." He licked his paw, and he began to wash his face, while his little sister scowled at him and was just about to trot in and find their mother when a ray of moonlight, falling across both the kittens, set her fur standing on end with rage and fear. "Brother, brother, what if your paws is white?" And in the deeps of the witch's cavern, no one had noticed that little Gobelino had been born with one white front paw. Now, everyone knows that this is quite wrong for witches' kittens, which are supposed to be black all over from head to foot. But now the moonbeam lit up a pure white sock with 5 pink pads under it, while the kitten's coat, instead of being jet black like his sister's, had a faint sheen of tabby, and his lovely round eyes were blue. All kitchen witches' cats are born with green eyes. No wonder that little Scotica flew into the cavern in cries of distress to tell her mother all about it. "Ma! Ma! Our Gobelino has a white sock! He has blue eyes! His coat is tabby, not black! And he wants to be a kitchen cat!" The kitten's cries brought her mother, Grimalkin, to the door of the cavern. Their mistress, the witch, was not far behind, and in less time it takes to tell, they had knocked the unhappy Gobelino head over heels and set him on his feet again, cuffed his ears, tweaked his tail, bounced him, bullied him, and so bewildered him he could only stare stupidly at them, blinking his beautiful blue eyes, as if he could not imagine what they were so angry about. And at last, Grimalkin picked him up by the scruff of his neck and dropped him in the darkest, dampest corner of the cavern, among the witch's tame toads. Gobelino was afraid of the toads, and shivered and shook all night. So ends the story of Gobelino, the beginning. Pumpkin, pumpkin on the ground, how'd you get so big and round? Once you were a seed so small, now you are a great big ball. Pumpkin, pumpkin on the ground, how'd you get so big and round? Well, that's the show. I hope you enjoyed it. It's for all of my grandchildren, from Asher, Brewster, Naseel, Reese, Arloa, Jillian, Fletcher, for all of you and anybody else that wants to get a laugh and understands the one truth I've learned in all my years of living. If it's not fun, it's most likely not worth it. Bye. Happy Halloween.